Good one here at 57 kilos. We have Cooper Flynn representing the Southeast Regional Training Center. That is Virginia Tech's freestyle program as Flynn tries to circle around behind. He is taking on Andre Gonzales from Poway High School. He's got the Ohio State coaches in the corner, so Virginia Tech, Ohio State matchup. And I do apologize. Typically, I like to give you those backstories, but we have very limited internet access here on the floor of this building, so I can't look up much of anything. But I know these two are great wrestlers. Cooper Flynn was a stud coming out of high school, big recruit for Virginia Tech. He's really been building into a very solid wrestler, and I'm sure they're looking forward to getting him in the lineup and doing big things for the Hokies. As we're scoreless, a little bit over a minute into the period. And so we've got referees checking with the judge and chairman, and they confirm we have passive on red. So Flynn will go on the shot clock. So you can't see that at home, but if we remember, it started at 136. So if it gets down to 106, that's going to be 1 point for Gonzales. Again, you're looking for that 106 mark to get that 1 point for Gonzales, and it looks like he's going to get there as Flynn is trying to drive in. Flynn gets a little bit out of position, so it's going to be 2 for the takedown and then 1 point for the shot clock. You see that's a rule difference this year. You can score points both on the 1 point and for the takedown. So Gonzales goes up 3-0 with 51 seconds to go in the first period. Flynn, nice head inside attack. Locks up a near side cradle. Loses the lock but keeps the leg as they come up to their feet. See what Flynn tries to do here, if he's going to finish him in the middle of the mat or try to walk him to the edge. He's got a lot of time on the clock to work with. It's Gonzales to a quad pod. Flynn trying to get something down on the mat, able to get the hip down and pick up the 2 points. So 2 points for Flynn as he goes to work on top. Didn't think he was putting much of an effort at first, but tried to go for the gut. Thought Gonzales was maybe going to be able to reverse him there, but Flynn stays in control. 22 seconds to go here in the first period. So just thinking in my head, I'm going to have to talk to a couple officials here, but just thinking in my head, it's interesting with the new shot clock point that you can get even when you score a takedown. So potentially a 3 point sequence, but I'm just thinking to myself, if you get the takedown, you know, with 8 seconds left on the shot clock, what is the limit for that? You know, if they're in parterre, how long are they going to let them go? I don't have a good answer for that, but I will get that for you, and I'll let you know. Stick around here for mat 14. I'll be hopping back and forth. We've got J.D. Rader down there on mat 13. So we've got the U23 and U23 on these two mats, U20 on the other mats. I'm going to try to talk to Sammy Julian here real quickly and try to get a confirmation on that situation. I'll be right back with you. So just had a nice little chat with Sammy Julian. Always a great guy to talk to, very personable. When you get to see a guy like that who's at the Rio Olympics, he was in the Olympics in Tokyo, one of the top-level officials. But I was just talking to him about that shot clock situation. And it is interesting to think about as we get a passivity on Gonzales.
Wait. Hey, Sammy. Click on the key. That right there. Yes, click on the key. Click on the key.
So we're going to get something straightened out. So Gonzales will go on the shot clock. It appears there's not really a display on the computer, so we just have to keep track of the time, okay? So it'll be 43 seconds. At 1:43, that would be a point for Flynn, as Flynn's in on the attack. And so this is kind of that situation I was just talking about. Let's say Flynn scores in that position. He would get the 2 points, but Gonzales would still be on the shot clock. So you could potentially score, 2, 3 takedowns before you ever actually get that shot clock point. But I like that change this year. It, just increases the scoring and makes sure you penalize the guy for being passive, which I really like. So we got 5 seconds left on that shot clock. So Flynn will get the 1 point up on the board, and they won't stop action, which is another thing that I really like about this rule change. Let them keep wrestling there. I mean, Flynn didn't score, but sometimes, you'd stop the action right when a guy was about to get a 2-point takedown. So I like those changes, and you see those come into play here early this morning here at the U23 World Team Trials. So we have a 3-3 score. It is Flynn's advantage. Just checking at your screen at home, and you do see that on your screen. Gonzales drops in on a leg. Flynn picks the far ankle, though, able to turn that into 2 points of his own. Nice move by Flynn. Was in trouble, picks the ankle, and turns those into his points. Wants to be a little careful here with that gut. Yep, yeah, that's Gonzales' points. And we had seen that position earlier in the first, and the chairman overrules. He says that's just one. So 1 for the reversal for Gonzales. Flynn, nice little head inside single there. Little knee pull single was the word I was looking for. Gets himself to that head inside position. The official is going to stop that. Didn't like how Gonzales' foot was coming away from the body, putting a little pressure on that knee. So I believe Flynn can give up the step out and still have the I know you can give the step out and still have the criteria. So just doesn't want to give up that takedown. 15 seconds to go. And he's in a good spot right now. As I say that, Gonzales does a nice job of trying a little short drag from underneath. Flynn ready for it. Takes a peek at the clock. 5 seconds left. Gonzales is trying to force that arm spin. Unable to do so. Cooper Flynn hangs on for the win. It's Flynn with a 5-4 victory.